In a world full of pain, anger, and revenge, one man chose a path that changed everything. This is the story of the man who forgave the unforgivable. His name was David Miller, a simple man. He lived a quiet life, kind, gentle, and always smiling. He had everything he could ever ask for: a loving wife, a young son, and a peaceful home. Every evening, David and his son would sit on the porch and talk about dreams. They spoke about life, love, and the future. But one evening, that laughter disappeared forever. A drunk driver ran a red light. David's car was hit. His wife and his son never made it home. Days turned into nights, and nights into endless pain. David sat alone, staring at the empty chairs, hearing voices that no longer spoke. Everyone said, "You should hate that man, make him pay." But David's heart whispered something else. He wanted revenge, but revenge couldn't bring them back. Only forgiveness could bring him back to life. One day, David asked to meet the man who caused the accident. Everyone thought he'd attack him, but instead, he looked into his eyes. The other man, broken, ashamed, started to cry. For the first time, he felt the weight of his actions. David didn't say another word. He simply stood up and walked away. That moment changed lives. David began to heal. He joined a local charity, helping families who'd lost loved ones to drunk driving. He turned his pain into purpose. Years passed. People still called him the man who forgave the unforgivable. But David never saw himself as a hero. So the next time someone hurts you deeply, remember the man who forgave the unforgivable. Because true strength is not in holding on to anger, but in letting go. Forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Meet David Miller, a teacher, a husband, a father. He believed that kindness could heal anything. His world was simple: breakfast with his wife, laughter with his son, evening walks in the park. Life was ordinary, but beautiful. "Hey, champ, tomorrow we'll go fishing." "Okay, son." "Greater than promise." "Dad." "David." "Greater than promise." Those were the last words they ever shared that night. A drunk driver, speeding through a red light, hit David's car head-on. The world shattered in a single moment. When David woke up in the hospital, he heard the words no one ever wants to hear. "Doctor, we did everything we could, but your wife and son didn't make it to coffins." One man, on his knees. He didn't cry. He couldn't. His tears were lost somewhere between shock and disbelief. Everyone told him that driver must pay. But deep inside, David whispered, "Will that bring them back?" Days turned to weeks. Weeks turned to months. David quit his job, stopped talking to people. He would stare at the family photos for hours, hoping somehow they'd talk back. David greater than why? God? Why them? Why not me? Lightning sound. Rain hits window. The man who forgave the unforgivable, inspired by true acts of forgiveness around the world.